Good afternoon, Malaysia. This is Erica Perez, and today I have a special guest with me, Wendy, and she is admin of one of the strongest group and community on Facebook that's called You and Me. So let me call her to the room and let's talk about how she built up her community, how her community supports each other, and let's understand what are the meanings of the community and see how can we support her. Hold on a second, let me invite her to the room. There you are. Hi, Wendy. Hello. How are you?
How are you? Hi, Erica. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's awesome to have you here. So now let's talk about your page. It's called You and Me.
Yes, it's a vibrant name. As you can know, it's about you and me, as the name says. And it's a growing group since 2017. So the reason of me setting up this group is for easier interaction among some ladies who are sellers as well as buyers who are juggling between work, family, and everything.
And that's awesome because I've seen the group. I was part of the group for a very long time. And for me, as a mom and as well as a working mom, I used to use that avenue to promote my classes and engage and network with the other parents as well as sellers and all that. So you yourself are catering. Do you do catering?
I used to do catering, and I'm currently focusing in more supplying to retailers. Therefore, I have not much time and resources, which is energy, to do such a paste from scratch and to interact with customers. Currently, my house is also like almost a shop. Early in the morning until at night, some people just pass by and get something from me. So it's great to know many people from this group. It's called You and Me. And I think most of us know each other before the group was incepted in 2017.
So it has been over 3 years that you have the group as an admin. Tell us how easy or how difficult it is to manage a Facebook community.
I think it's more of a willingness to share. So when we are willing to share, we will be happy to manage it. We won't feel it's giving any burden or any tedious work. It's just a matter of interaction. So our job as an admin is to be on alert if there's, because Facebook has its community rules. So we need to filter out anything that doesn't comply with community standard. And that's all. We need to keep things going and encourage people to post, to share, and those who can sell, we encourage them. Yeah.
I see. Then what would be the advice that you give to people like me who would like to post on your page? What would be the guidelines? Explain to us what would you like to see more into your group?
Okay. First of all, we need to know people, and because in Facebook, there is also a risk of buying from people we don't know, and there are some cases of scammers, collecting money or delivered the products not as picture and all these things. And that's the one of the reason I set up this group. It's also for people to be more secure. Yes, there are many online buying platforms, but do we know the seller and do we know the buyer? But we feel comfortable when we are interacting in a small close group like this, and we we already have that trust. So it's not difficult to sell actually. So
I see.
my advice to people is just to get to know people and be transparent about it.
Okay, and then in terms of postings, how do you like to see the posting? Do you like write-ups? Do you prefer pictures or videos? How do you like to see the posters in your community?
from what I observed over these few years, the sellers, if they know the buyers or maybe they heard before each other, it's easy for them to sell. But those who seldom post and probably outside Klang Valley, maybe the chances of them getting sales is it takes a bit time because buyers nowadays are very skeptical. Example, myself, I'm very skeptical. Before I actually respond, there are some criteria. When the seller posts, I would see, example, the Facebook name. Some would use not the actual name. That one already, I'm not so secured. But if a person use a simple, the real name, the real profile photo, and I feel comfortable. The minute they post, I'll feel attracted. Whether or not they give an attractive photo, I can still message them privately to discuss further and ask more. Yeah.
Okay. Then another question is, if I want to be part of the group and I send you the request, what would you be the criteria for you to accept new people to join your community?
Actually, to join is very easy. If they can find a group, they just click join. And there's only one question. I remember the question is, what is your interest? Something like that. It is very, so if you're genuinely want to join the group, I mean, from Facebook, you can see the brief description of the group. It's about mostly artisans and homemade sellers. But of course, there are companies who join as member in the group. That means the members, they are already in the group and they use the business Facebook page to join. We also encourage that because when they post something, actually as a buyer, we are very convenient. We can just click on the user and we can see their business page, which looks genuine to us and we feel comfortable to buy.
Okay, that's very good. Now, do you also have you done any meetings to meet people in face to face? Of course, before MCO and before this coronavirus, have you done any event that you can actually meet them face to face?
In the past, from beginning of the group, yes, we have some gatherings. In fact, the first gathering was in my small home, and surprisingly, there's around, if I can remember well, there's at least 100 people.
Wow.
It's not even an official event. It's just a meetup. We just organize some meetup session, and surprisingly, you can see when we meet, and these people are actually they are silent in the group because we understand, because everyone has their own career, their busy lifestyle routine. Some are full-time working, or even when they're in business, they don't see Facebook every day. But the minute when we announce there's some gathering or some sharing session, they will turn up. So eventually, I think we have around 4 events in the past. It was a great achievement, and I'm happy that all the members, most of them, they get to know each other. After the event, they still get in touch, even though they
Yes.
seldom post in Facebook. Yeah.
I think that the meaning of community is all about network and meeting people. And of course, that there is two ways of meeting. You can e-meet people, which is the online way during the community, but also having the events is something that goes beyond. And when you know someone, like what you said previous in the interview, that knowing the buyer or knowing the seller, it makes a whole totally different perspective into this, the selling and buying transaction. So it's pretty good. Now, tell me one thing: how many members are in the community today?
I think as of today, there is 8,885 probably.
Okay, 8,000 members. It's a huge number over a period of 3 years. So it's quite a good achievement. Well done, Wendy. It's a really nice group, and I mean, I've even myself, I've been benefit from the group so much during the NCO. You allow me to do my dance classes and all that in the group, so it was really, really nice. I've also met some other members like Amanda from the piano classes. So we managed to meet them. I mean, I haven't met her personally, but we met through the community and we become friends because of that. So it's quite a nice place for you, you know, to be the revenue of sharing, of knowing each other, a network, especially for small business owners like us who needs this exposure. Now, last question. I promise we're already talking here for 10 minutes, but last question is, how do we support you? How do we grow your community? What, where you want to be? What's the achievement that we could do to support you?
Actually, I do not think there's any specific goals for the group as yet, because for me, this is one of the way, as a busy mother, this is one of the way we network and socialize in a safe way. So apart from that, we are allowed to do business as also in a safe way. So that matters most.
Awesome. It's so genuine. It's so nice to hear you talking. You're such an inspiration for us. And thank you so much for having such, you know, a platform that can support each other. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, Erica.
Thank you. So, all right. Thank you so much, Wendy, for being with me this afternoon. We had a chat about how she come up with the group, You and Me. And then also she gave us some tips of how to post the whole buying and selling transaction. So do watch this video. And if you like, leave your comment, your thumbs up, and share this interview with your friends. Thank you so much for being with us.